Hi, I'm Rick Price, Assistant Director of Broadcast Technology and Services for the Orlando Magic and the Amway Center. Early in the design, when we understood the size and the configuration of the scoreboard, what we were planning on doing, the types of screens, the number of screens, and certainly once we came to the conclusion and consensus that all the pixels on the center hung scoreboard were going to be 6mm from top to bottom, would allow us to do some truly unique things with the scoreboard that nobody had done before, such as take an image and be able to display that image across all the screens and utilize all of the 14 screens on the center hung as one palette, as one canvas, so to speak. And we've done that through our production design for all of the screens in the displays inside the Amway Center. So what we did is that there were some design features that we put into the scoreboard that allowed us to do things that were quite unique, such as being able to have multiple HDSDI inputs into the lower 4 screens as well as the upper 8. So each of the upper 8s can take a HDSDI source into them, so we can take a live camera or a replay or video server playback, as well as the main 4 video screens or Magic TV screens. So the Ross switcher was the product that we wanted to be able to use to drive all of that and be able to allow us to control all of the different systems that we had in place, the Daktronics system, the Ross system, the Harris digital signage system, all the Harris video servers, and through the use of the Ross switcher, we're able to basically fire what we call our BAM moment, which is the ability to put one image across all the screens instantly, as well as that same image and or brand on every other screen in the building, whether it's an LED display or one of the 1,100 TVs that we have in the building, all at the push of a button on the Ross switcher. We've spent the last year fine-tuning that integration between Daktronics and Harris and Ross, and especially over the last few months with the development of the VDCP protocols, that has allowed us to make the sequence and the timing of our BAM moments consistent and synchronous. There was a time period where it did work, but the systems weren't necessarily 100% in time, and so there were moments where timing of the content of the 4 or 5 different pieces of content that are playing all weren't necessarily in sync. We have completely eliminated that this year and are looking forward to being able to execute what we would call perfect BAMs, if you will, on our center hung scoreboard.
The Vision Switcher has this panel here, which is where you do your custom control macros, and so we have set this up where we have 8 banks of 24 controls on each bank. So for a Magic game, we have what we call the Magic Show bank here, and this, if you look across these buttons, show you the entire opening sequence for our show. This is when we go to our full board, when we get away from our game in progress look to our full board look. We have a pre-opening video here, we have our welcome graphic, we have our national anthem, we have our visitor intro, our player intro. So everything that we do in the show is basically at the beginning of the show is basically these 8 buttons. And so if you push the right button at the right time, everything's going to happen exactly the way you want it to happen. Now, to give you an example, the national anthem sequence that we do here for the pregame scenario, really for me, is simply pushing this one button. I push this button and it transforms the entire arena into the national anthem block. You can see here on the boards, and of course we don't have any cameras set up right now, but it presets this so that when we switch this up like this, we have our national anthem singer in the big box, we have a person doing signing in the little box, and it's very easy to switch back and forth between the different cameras during the show. So it's all really a few buttons, and a very complicated looking setup in the arena is really just one button on the Ross switcher. So we find it very easy to do, and it's hard to make a mistake, and that's what you want as a technical director. You want to have everything happen smoothly in the way you program it, and that's what happens with this switcher.
Well, as we all know, we're being tasked to keep up with the technology day to day, and you always roll the dice a little bit with whatever you put into a control room. But with the Ross switcher, we're all very confident that this is the switcher that's going to stick with us for a long time. I've worked with several other products, and so far this has been the most versatile, the most robust. The customer service has been incredibly responsive to us, which is great and really important for our show. We're always asking for new things, for tweaks. Why does it do this? How can we improve that? And everyone's been very responsive. And to have that relationship with a company right from the start is great. And I know that we can trust in Ross to keep delivering that same level of customer service. I'm excited to see what other products they come up with, how they're going to improve the vision that we have in our room. Down the road, I know we're going to be asking them for even bigger dreams and more things, and I think they're going to be able to keep up, so we're excited. Well, I hadn't worked with Ross before I came into this facility, and I didn't know what to expect, and there was a lot that impressed me. One of the main things is just its flexibility. It doesn't demand that the user conform to its layout. What we realized quickly is that you can customize it to whoever is sitting in front of it. I switch differently than my TD, and a different TD is going to switch differently than him. So knowing that, we can really customize the layouts, we can set up the board so it's simple for a simple show, and it's not quite as demanding, but for a Magic game, we have it really laid out in an incredibly deep and rich layer upon layer of buttons. And that's what I've loved. I can throw anything at Ross or my TD who knows it inside and out, or when the trainer was here, I said, well, can it do this? Can we lay it out differently? And every challenge was met, and that's been truly a unique experience. We're online all the time with this switcher. It's feeding every suite, it's feeding every video board, it's feeding inside and outside the arena, and we have never ever had a problem. We've never had it go down, we've never had it go black, and that is extremely important. Our ownership expects the highest first-class entertainment, and they want nothing but the best, and that's why we've trusted the vision to deliver that.